You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do our review for The Flash. Tonight's episode, a very, very solid episode, as we got the biggest revelation, probably something a lot of us weren't expecting. Wells knew all along. He knew. He was watching them. He knows everything. So, I guess that begs the question, why he didn't stop them sooner. And, who knows? Using Hannibal as a diversion was very smart. And it kind of makes you wonder, did Wells have some visions as well of him killing Cisco? So what, he put two and two together when maybe, Caitlin and Cisco and Barry started developing that dream device? Kind of interesting stuff. Maybe that's something we'll get answered in the next couple of episodes. But, he didn't get the confession he wanted, but that doesn't mean it's all lost yet. As we know that Hannibal took the bullet for Wells. Hannibal is now dead, and Wells is, or rather Eobard, is out there running amok. He's captured his ancestor. I don't know where they were going there. I don't know if they were trying to say that Eobard is E.T.N. Thawne's son. But when you consider the date on the newspaper, not quite sure if, the date was what, 2020, 2022? So I'm not quite sure if they're, if that's like a father-son thing, or maybe just like a distant cousin. Whatever the case may be, there's some relation there. They didn't specify. It made it seem like he is, Wells's, or rather Eobard's father, especially considering that Eobard took the ring and stopped the proposal. So very, very interesting stuff. It's just getting crazy. And now it looks like we're going to get a good glimpse or a good shot of Gorilla Grodd next week, finally. Looks like next week's episode is really going to center around him. Why Wells is going to go in cahoots with Grodd is a question. We know that Wells, the original Wells, is involved in the creation of Grodd. So how will Reverse Flash, Eobard, utilize him to his advantage? And I'm thinking mind control. Very interesting stuff. Iris now knows. So does this mean that Iris will turn her feelings around? Everything was working to work against Eddie proposing to Iris. Whether it was Eobard getting involved and taking the ring and breaking up the proposal, Joe not giving his blessing. Now that Iris knows Barry's the Flash, will her feelings change? Will she finally come around and confess her love? It's just a lot of shit going on. There's only a couple of episodes left. I'm kind of hoping this season does not end on a cliffhanger, but at the same time, I'm also hoping that this is not the last of Reverse Flash. I gotta be honest. I have loved Dr. Wells, this character, this whole season. And I kind of want to see him around for a little while. I'm saying maybe stop him, put him in that very same containment facility in Star Labs, and maybe, a couple of seasons down the road, he breaks out and becomes a bigger deal. But we'll see what happens. But boy, I'll tell you, this first season has just been incredible. And now seeing everything come together and seeing that everything's going to come to a close soon is just bittersweet. You want to know what's going on. You want Barry to get some kind of vengeance, even if he doesn't manage to free his father, even if his mother ends up still dying, at least stop Eobard. And that's the question, that how is this going to play out? Will his father be free? Will he salvage his mother's life and prevent it from happening? Will Eobard get either killed or put away? Or will Eobard get killed and E.T.N. Thawne become the new Reverse Flash at some point? Just a lot of crazy stuff. And we see that even knowing what's going on, he still continues to teach Barry all these new tricks. And it almost makes you question, if Barry's at the point now where he can at least time travel, and this is what you need, why continue to teach him skills that can stop you? Why not just have him send you into the future, or do whatever it is you're trying to do and then kill him? Just crazy stuff. And boy, I'll tell you, as much as we've seen Reverse Flash dominate things when he does come on the screen, and Barry has never gotten the best of him, you get the idea that Barry just would kick the shit out of him in the future. Because if the guy was so desperate enough to come to the past to try and prevent his existence, that goes to show you just how efficient the Flash was at stopping him in the future. So that's another interesting thing. The artificial intelligence was a little bit, I was kind of curious about that because she said Barry created him, and I kind of found it hard to tell whether or not she was telling him the truth in terms of, I'm not going to tell Wells. I guess you could argue, well, it's machine artificial intelligence. It doesn't lie like human and stuff like that. And then she gave that smile to Wells, which could only tell me one of two things. Either she is standing by what she said to Barry, or she smiled because, hey, they were here and she was about to tell him. So, but maybe we'll find out about that further down. The dreamscape with, the instance with Cisco, pretty interesting stuff. Him actually reliving what happened to him in a different timeline, and obviously a very traumatic experience. Very traumatic to the point that he started having visions of it a couple of weeks ago. Now he got to relive it in his dream, and didn't quite get the confession there either, but he got enough of a confession that they knew that they had to replay that event to see if they can get Wells to talk. However, didn't quite work out, but like I said before, it doesn't mean it's the end. The real Wells is very much alive. And now it's going to be a chasing game. Obviously, we're not going to see that team together anymore. Wells is not going to be hanging out in Star Labs with Cisco and Caitlin. He's probably going to be hunkered down with Eddie Thawne. I know he said Eddie's insurance, but I don't know how valuable of an insurance Eddie is. I'm not saying that Barry and Joe and Iris will leave him high and dry, but I think it's more than just insurance. I think there's, I don't know. Obviously, it's a relative. Maybe, I'm not saying he cares, but I'm sure he cares to some extent. Especially if Eddie Thawne's his father. That would be crazy. So, this show, man. This show is something else. It really is. And, I knew exactly why Joe didn't give him the blessing. So when he told Barry, that wasn't a surprise to me. He knows that Barry and Iris belong together. I have not been an Iris fan, realistically, but at least in this episode, she didn't annoy me as much. You know what I mean? She was kind of there, and she did some great investigation work, even though she's like 8 weeks behind a curveball. But, it's not like she knows everything that's going on. But this is a really good episode. Again, this season has not had too many disappointments. Obviously, the only episode that's really disappointed me has been the Bug-Eye Bandit episode. And the first episode was a little bit weak as well, now that I look back on it, compared to what we've gotten now. But overall, the first season has just been solid. So much so that I cannot wait till it drops on Blu-ray and DVD so I can pick it up and just binge watch it for a whole week or a whole weekend or something. But very good episode. The cat's out the bag now in totality, not only to our team, but now Harrison Wells, or rather Eobard Thawne, has revealed that he's known what's going on the whole time. He set them up, and he was one step ahead, like he always said. He's one step ahead, and now we're going to see how this turns out. Now we're going to see potentially a showdown between these two in the coming episodes. We'll see how Gorilla Grodd plays into all this. We'll see how Eddie Thawne plays into all this, and that's it, man. We gotta wait. We gotta wait and see. It's exciting. I hate waiting 1 week for this damn show. But what did you guys think of the episode? Let me know in the comments below. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.